What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My channel name is Isaiah with Curls. I'm Isaiah and I have curly hair, and in today's video I'm going to be going over 5 different tricks, or I guess you could say 5 different tips. So 5 different tips on how to keep your hair staying curly and how to make it grow quicker. Just, 5 different tips on what actually works. So before we go ahead and get into the video, if you would please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, it'd be so greatly appreciated. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, you guys, so starting with tip number 1. First tip I would say is getting frequent trims. And what this does is, the longer your hair gets and the longer you go without getting a trim, it causes split ends. And this happens on curly, straight, wavy hair. It's just a natural thing that happens with your hair getting older. And my hair, it's up in like it's later at night, so it's getting closer to when I'm going to go to bed, but when it's up in these little puffs, it's about down to here. But say if my hair keeps on getting longer and it gets more down here, the split ends is going to start traveling up your hair and causing breakage. And breakage leads to less hair growth. And if you're trying to get longer hair like I am, you don't want breakage. So tip number 1, get frequent trims. I would say every 3 months. My hair, I think the last time I trimmed it was September. So it's January, I'm probably due for a trim. I'll say I'll wait for another month. Last time I trimmed it, I waited 3 months and I didn't necessarily need it. So I think I'll wait another month and I'll go ahead and see how it looks. But kind of like a side tip on that is when you're trimming your hair, don't use like school scissors. Go to the store. Some of the scissors that you can go to the store for that are like, I guess, professional scissors, you could say, are a good $6-7, and that's really cheap, and it'll get the job done, and you'll get a nice precision cut. Because if you don't, then it just causes more split ends and causes it to go quicker, and then you're not getting an even cut. So yeah, get good quality scissors. You can go to Walmart, Target, Sally, wherever you want to go get it. I mean, that's kind of what you want to do. Alright, guys, second tip. I would say getting a silk bonnet or a silk pillowcase. Now, I showed you guys my silk pillowcase in my last video. I'll go ahead and link that down below so you guys can go look at it. It's more towards the end of the video. But the reason why I don't use a silk bonnet is it comes off at night on me, which on normal, first, I have really tiny heads. I think it doesn't really work for me, but on a normal person's head, I guess you could say, it should stay on overnight. So I just go ahead and just use my silk pillowcase, and it tends to work for me just fine, and it keeps my hair from not freezing up at night. And that is pretty much the whole point of using a silk pillowcase or a silk bonnet, and it just kind of keeps your hair compact, and then when you wake up in the morning, your hair is ready to go and you can just kind of pull it apart. Tip number 3 is do not shampoo your hair every day. Do not shampoo your hair every week. Some people I've told this find this kind of disgusting, but they really don't understand how curly hair works. So on a straight haired person, their hair tends to build up more oil than a curly person's hair. And especially on a curly person's hair because their hair requires more oil or more moisture to keep it moist. And your hair sees oil as moisture. So when you're not allowing your hair to build up moisture in your hair, it causes it to be dry and can cause breakage. Now on a normal straight-haired person's hair, this doesn't happen because when their hair becomes oily per se, it just looks greasy and it needs to be shampooed. But on a curly person's hair, the actual oil buildup is very low. And I've told people several times, like, I shampoo my hair maybe a week and a half, sometimes 2 weeks, just depends. I know when I need to shampoo my hair because it's more of the product buildup than it is oils. And so yeah, don't shampoo your hair every day, because if you do, you're gonna cause unnecessary damage, especially when you're trying to grow out your hair, and it's just gonna lead to more issues down the road. And I kind of learned this last year when I was going through my whole hair realization, enlightenment, I guess you could say, experience, because I used to shampoo my hair about once or twice a week, and I thought I was doing good by that because I thought I had an expensive shampoo and it was just helping my hair become more clarified. And I can say I was having hair problems, but I didn't want to admit it. So once I finally cut my hair, I then started to realize, oh, hey, I don't need to shampoo my hair every day. So yeah, tip number 3, don't shampoo your hair every day. Also, a side note to that tip is when you're looking for your shampoos, look for shampoos that don't have sulfates on them. Now, some products say they are sulfate, silicone, whatever free, but you want to look at the ingredient label because some of them lie, and I've come to find out this is true. And you'll know, especially when you're using a heavy sulfate in your hair, because it'll foam up a lot, and you'll just kind of know the feeling afterwards that it really stripped your hair. So yeah, look on the back of the label. Under the ingredients, it'll be like the 1st through 5th ingredient on there, and it'll say sulfate or sulfonate. Anything that has like ATE after it, you'll know it's a sulfate. So yeah, avoid sulfates. All right guys, tip number 4 is avoid manipulation in your hair. And what I mean by manipulation is constantly touching it, pulling on it, combing it out every day, anything that you would cause movement to your hair and disrupt the curl pattern. Now, if you condition your hair every day, that's a fine type of manipulation as long as it's in the shower. I wouldn't do it by adding water, not even dry. If you're combing out your hair dry, God bless you, please don't do that. That's just gonna cause damage, breakage, stuff you don't want. But avoiding manipulation, because manipulating your hair is going to cause more frizz when you're trying to make a hairstyle last. And I've kind of learned this. I used to shampoo my hair every day and condition it every day, but I wasn't getting the results I wanted. And then I started to realize, oh, it's because I touched my hair, and I would always try to like reform the curls. I would take a piece, I guess you could say, like this, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to reform the curl, and it would never curl back the way I wanted. And I did some research, and curl manipulation is a cause of your hair looking bad the next day. So tip number 4, don't manipulate your hair every day. And the last tip number 5, do not use heat on your hair unless necessary. Now, natural heat, that's fine. Going out in the sun, that's fine. If you live in a hot climate, that's fine. But excessive heat is a sin in your hair's sense. Now, when I was growing out my hair, growing out the color damage, heat damage, whatever you want to call it, I learned a lot of tips, and I guess you could say what was going wrong. So I would blow dry my hair because I saw someone do it, and I know how that sounds, but don't always go off of what someone says. You don't even have to go off what I'm saying. I'm just giving tips on what works for me. So what works for me may not always work for you, but they said to blow dry your hair every time you go in the shower and condition it and add your products. They wanted you to blow dry it so it caused more volume on your hair. And this didn't work for me. And I saw the effects of what was happening down the road, because I believe they probably said use the cool setting. I didn't listen. And so I started using the hot setting, and it just caused frizz, heat damage, stuff you don't want. So, and all in all, don't use heat on your hair. Don't flat iron it. I was flat ironing my hair every Friday, I think. It was like a little ritual I was doing. But I always flat iron my hair every Friday just to like see what my hair looked like. And I don't even think I was using heat protectant. And that probably was just my hair. I was like, so don't use heat. Heat is going to cause detrimental decline in health to your hair, especially when trying to grow it out. All right, guys, so the five tip recap is: tip number 1, get frequent trims. Tip number 2, use a silk pillowcase or silk bonnet. Tip number 3, look for shampoos without sulfates, and don't shampoo your hair every single day. Tip number 4 is avoid hair manipulation, and tip number 5 is avoid heat at all costs. Those are my 5 tips that work for me. I could tell you they really should work for everyone. They'll benefit you in the long run. If you'll follow those, you should be good, and you should be seeing results soon. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please again like the video and subscribe and turn on post notifications. I post normally once or twice a week. So yeah, I really enjoy doing my YouTube videos, and so if you enjoy them, please leave a comment down below. If you have any suggestions on what the next video ideas should be. I gladly will take your constructive criticism, whatever you want to comment. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.